You're not interviewing me like this.
What's
No,
your
you're
name?
not. Kenzie Aries?
What's your name?
I'm Kenzie Aries.
What do you play?
I play setter, opposite, and on occasion outside hitter.
Why do you play volleyball?
I like the team aspect of volleyball, how everybody has to work together. One mistake can make or break a game, so that's always a big thrill and the adrenaline rush of every single point making a difference.
What is today?
Today is Friday,
About
January 26th or something.
what time?
It's now 9:30,
How long have you worked out?
about 2 hours
When was the last time you were at this gym?
on Martin Luther King Day
And what time were you here?
from 7 through 9:15.
And that was a holiday as well?
Yeah,
Who made you come here?
nobody makes me come. I come because I want to.
Why do you want to?
Because I want to get better. The only way to get better is through practice.
How old are you now?
I'm 16
And what month is your birthday?
in June.
So,
The end of June.
so you're a young 16.
Yeah.
When did you start playing volleyball?
8th grade
And what happened when you went out?
for the team. I barely made the local team the first time I ever played. So I was on the 14 twos. So
How often did you practice?
we practice twice a week, perhaps, not even.
So what position did you play?
On the 14-2 local team, I played setter.
And how much did you play?
I played every minute of every game, except for one time my coach pulled me out because I served 17 straight points, consecutive points in a row, and the other coach was out of timeouts, and I guess he felt bad for them, so our coach called a timeout, and then he pulled me out and had somebody else serve, and then we still won the game anyway.
Why did you become a setter?
Well, I looked at some of the college games, and all the girls were 6'2", and at the time I was 5'10", so I was like, there isn't really a chance for me to play an outside hitter or middle blocker in college. It's just 5'10" person isn't going to get the job done as compared to somebody who's 6'4". So my dad helped me, and also I was already strong at the time, and since I had strong hands, we decided that a setter would probably be the best for me.
What makes a great volleyball player?
A great volleyball player has to have every single one of the skills. Like, you can't be a great hitter and a terrible passer. That doesn't make you a great player. You have to be good, you have to work hard, you have to have talent to some extent, but hard work will beat talent if talent doesn't work hard. So I believe that if you have a lot of talent and if you don't work hard, you're going to get beat out by the girl who works harder than you do. So hustle and having all the qualities meshed into one will make you a great player.
What other factors go into making a great volleyball player?
You have to be able to make your teammates better as well as just yourself. You have to work hard for everybody because as you're on a team, if everybody isn't performing at their best, then your whole team will suffer. So you have to work to make everybody great. I go by John Wooden's Pyramid of Success. It's not very well known, but I go by it, and I definitely agree with everything he talks about, and with making everybody around you better, you yourself become better through integrity and intentness and alertness, and you eventually get to competitive greatness, which should be everybody's goal.
So when did you start to realize that you could become a pretty good volleyball player?
Well, coming off the 14-2 local team, I wasn't really expecting much, of myself out of high school, but when my coach of high school, Dexter Harvey, he pulled me straight up from the freshman team to the JV team the first day of tryouts, I thought, well, wow, that's pretty cool. I might actually be decent.
What positions did you play?
I played setter, and I played every minute of every game. I think on the team there were a couple juniors, mostly sophomores, and me, the freshman, so that was fun. And I was the youngest player on the team. And then I knew I was getting really good at the end of the season when I was called up to varsity to sit on the bench for their games in the playoffs. And I got MVP of the JV team despite being the youngest player and the only freshman. So then after my freshman season, and then I got MVP of the JV team, I started working up with the guys team. The same coach is Dexter Harvey. He coaches with the girls and the guys, so I got the opportunity to, it was optional to go practice with the guys, and so I started going to every practice. That year we still have 9 senior guys, and then me on the team, and in the beginning they didn't like me at all. They're like, oh, who's this freshman coming to practice with us? But in the end of the season, you know, I gained their respect. I keep all the stats and I work out with them, so they eventually grew to like me. So I practiced in every practice, and I did all the scrimmages, I did all the drills, so I think that was a big factor in earning their respect.
How did playing with the boys varsity improve your game?
Well, for one thing, the net's a lot higher, and at that point in time my vertical jump was 2 inches, so I couldn't even get over the guy's net. And they hit a lot harder than girls, and their game is a little bit faster, so it makes you quicker, it makes you react faster unless you want to get hit in the face, which is some fun. But it's definitely worth it to practice with the guys. It makes you quicker and stronger and better.
How did you improve your vertical jump?
And I improved my vertical jump by going to the course of about 7 months. My vertical is 7 inches, roughly an inch a month. It was definitely worth it. He did stuff like, you know, that was always fun. 220 yards
How often did you go?
I went once a week, Sundays. For roughly an hour. After my workout, I was usually very tired, but it wasn't until the next day or two that I realized I couldn't walk, and that was fun considering my school is a hilly school, and walking all over the school with sore legs and sore muscles is, you know, a little tiring.
Do you continue to go to Charles?
I go to him as often as I can, but during the club season when tournaments are on Sundays, it makes it more difficult to go.
So roughly how many months have you been going to Charles?
How many months? A better question is how many years? Probably 2 or 3 years now, since freshman year.
Yeah, she's doing great. She got a lot better, and she jumps a lot higher.
How's her attitude?
Great. My workouts are for stars.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not a star, you'll quit. If you think you have a chance and you want to be one, you keep going.
You're the guy.
I'm the guy.
And her
I love to work out with Kenzie.
Mm-hmm.
And she tries hard every time, so I'm 100% happy.
Tell me about your friend who had the apple core thrown at her on campus and what you did.
Well,
in detail.
In detail, okay. My friend Stephanie isn't exactly the biggest girl. She's actually very skinny. She could be mistaken for someone who's anorexic. And she was walking down the hallway one day, and I guess some freshman boys were sitting there, and they threw an apple core at her, and, you know, she wasn't very happy about that. So she came to me because I was in her next grade class. And she's like, oh my gosh, those freshmen are so stupid. They threw an apple core at me. And I was like, okay, well, Stephanie, that's not cool. You know, freshmen need to be put in their place, and that's disrespectful. So the next day, I decided I would walk with her to third period, and the same freshmen were there. And so we were walking, and they did it again. And I was like, okay, well, why would you guys throw stuff like that at me? And they just sat there like they had no idea what I was talking about, as if they hadn't thrown the apple core. And so I picked up the apple core, and I chucked it as hard as I could right in front of them, and it was kind of rotten, so it kind of sprayed all over them, and I was just like, don't mess with my friend, freshman. And then they never bothered her again.
What did they say to you?
They didn't say anything. They were too scared. You're not interviewing me like this.
What's
No,
your
you're
name?
not. Kenzie Aries.